March 27, 1999. Beneath a turbulent, ink-black sky, an F-117 Nighthawk slices through the Serbian night, its silhouette barely a whisper against the storm. At the controls is Lieutenant Colonel Dale Zelko, a pilot on a high-stakes mission to neutralize the command center of the Serbian Air Force in Belgrade, the very heart of the enemy network determined to hunt him down. Zelko is flanked by F-16 Vipers, their missiles primed to hunt and dismantle enemy radar arrays. But as he nears the border, a crackle of static breaks the silence. The Joint Forces Air Component Commander issues a stark directive. Due to the worsening weather, the escort must abort and return to base. Suddenly, Zelko is flying solo into the lion's den. If he is to survive, he must remain a phantom, unseen and unheard. Fortunately, he is piloting the most sophisticated fighter bomber ever engineered. The Nighthawk's revolutionary stealth profile reduces the 65-foot aircraft to the radar signature of a mere tennis ball, a trait that has rendered it invincible in every mission to date. That is, every mission until this one. On the ground, an anti-air missile battery is waiting for him. It's under command of Lieutenant Colonel Zoltan Dani. Serbian spies have let him know that the enemy aircraft are coming, and he thinks today is his best chance to take down one of the elusive ghosts. Sweep the skies, Dani orders, and the P-18 early warning radar comes to life. They think at its lowest frequency it may be capable of detecting the enemy planes, but it also detects clouds and rain, resulting in a screen covered in fake signals. But, looking closely, Dani sees something. One tiny dot moving through the masses of clouds. A tiny dot headed right towards them. Zelko's Nighthawk speeds towards its objective, the computer preparing the drop. Dani double-checks the low-frequency radar. He can see the target. It's right in front of them. But he needs a SAM radar to get a lock. The men scan the sky just as instructed, yet the screens remain dead. But then Zelko opens his bomb bay, increasing the Nighthawk's radar signature just at the wrong moment. Two missiles fire off the launcher in quick succession. Streaking across the sky, Zelko drops his bombs. They follow the path designated by the laser and explode. He soars past the target. It's another mission success, and he ascends to 6 kilometers. But a few seconds later, he's caught, and it is filled with the wail of an urgent alarm, and his controls light up. It's a lock alert. Almost at the same time, he sees the two missiles illuminate the clouds below him and then break through. They're coming right at him. He immediately breaks into evasive maneuvers. He pulls his aircraft up to try and escape. He's pushed into his seat as he ascends, as the aircraft screams more warnings at him. The F-117 has no chaff, so with the missile locked on, it's entirely on the pilot's actions to try and evade the threat. Time slows. He knows it's over. They got me. These are proximity missiles and should detonate near the aircraft. Somehow, the first missile malfunctions and races by his canopy. The second missile, though, doesn't malfunction. It explodes, sending out a cloud of sharp shrapnel that perforates the left wing of his Nighthawk. The entire left side is blasted to pieces, illuminating the night sky a fiery orange. The aircraft immediately loses control and is thrown into a wild spin. As the plane spins, Zelko is pinned to his seat and experiences severe G-forces. The spin increases in violence. Flashing warnings illuminate his controls, and a bright flame shines through the cockpit windows as the landscape spins around him. He knows he's in a critical situation. Even ejection might prove fatal, but it's his only choice. He fights 7 Gs of force, 100 pounds pulling up on each of his arms. Fueled by adrenaline, he gets hold of the ejection handles and pulls. In the blink of an eye, the canopy is blasted away and his seat rockets out of the fenge. For 1.5 almost eternal seconds, Zelko free-falls through the air, stuck to his chair. He's barely conscious, and he thinks that the seat's still inside the plane and that the ejection seat has malfunctioned. But then, he feels the tug of the opening parachute and sees his burning Nighthawk tumbling away into the night. The violence of the spinning wreck is replaced by a total calm. Zelko breathes heavily as he takes it all in. He's alive, but then another thought hits him. Man, Mom is not going to be happy about this. He knows the enemy are going to be searching for him. If he can't fall to the ground unseen, he can still get rescued and get back home with no further complications. But then, he looks up. He notices his parachute is bright orange. He might as well be waving a flare. With his hopes of going unseen dashed, he takes out his survival radio to report he's alive and well. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Vega 31, Vega 31 going down. To his massive relief, the mayday is heard. Vega 31, Magic copies your mayday. Last position? Vega 31, last position in aircraft point after target. Zelko sees a ditch from above. He doesn't get to say much more before hitting the ground. He's now alone deep behind enemy lines. Zelko runs for the ditch he saw on the way down. He quickly paints himself with mud and tries to hide as he awaits rescue. News of the down plane quickly spreads. Serbians waste no time and rapidly initiate a search. All around him, the activity gains momentum as more and more men appear. Men of the Serbian army comb the area, gradually joined by local policemen and civilians as the news spreads. Everybody wants to find him. Flashlights illuminate the fields, and trucks roll past on the nearby highway. Zelko can do nothing but sit and pray. Then, he hears a rustle in the undergrowth getting louder. Just outside his ditch, someone is searching. He stays still and quiet like a rock, quieting his breath. He hears panting and snuffling. It's a dog. Slowly and carefully, Zelko pulls out his knife. The dog gets closer. He weighs his options. Should he kill the dog? If he did, could he do it silently? He finally makes up his mind to spare the dog, reasoning that if he did kill it, the owner would be quick to follow. Then, to Zelko's massive relief, the dog turns, jumps up, and leaves. The radio crackles to life. Sandy 01, Vega 31, over. Zelko's eyes go wide. They're here. Go ahead, Sandy 01, over. Vega 31, is it okay to come down there? Zelko doesn't respond. He peeks out of his hiding spot, searching the area for threats. Flashlights shine in the distance. Vega 31, if you don't answer, we're going to try this later. He makes his decision. Yeah, okay, let's go for it. Zelko turns on his infrared strobe as a chopper races into the area, but the strobe fails and the helicopter can't see him. He curses his luck and desperately checks for threats. He has a backup, but it's nowhere near as subtle. But it's now or never. Zelko makes a quick decision and pops a flare. Bright light spills all around him and illuminates the area, pointing out his position for the rescue helicopter and the enemy alike. There he is. The helicopter sweeps in rapidly, as the enemy also closes in. At the same time, in the distance, flashlights from enemy patrols are all pointed towards the flare. But then, another transmission comes through the radio. Snuff your flare, it blinds our night vision. Thinking quickly, Zelko rushes to take the flare and dunk it in the mud, just as the rescue helicopter comes in to land right in front of him, and is greeted by an American rescue team. How you feeling, sir? Great. Now, let's get out of here. The field is blasted with wind as the helicopter rises up into the air and exits the scene with just seconds to spare before the enemy spills over the landing site. Zoltan Danny and his crew, to this day, remain the only team to have downed a stealth aircraft in combat. When talking about the incident, Danny would later say, "When it hit, it felt very good. The U.S. didn't destroy the wreck, and the Serbian forces salvaged the mortally wounded Nighthawk unimpeded. And today, you can still see pieces of Zelko's aircraft in the Museum of Aviation in Belgrade." Zelko always expressed a desire to find the man who shot him down and congratulate him. He finally got his wish in 2011, just 12 years after the incident. The end of the 20th century was packed with unforgettable military stories. Here's another one, what many call the last tank battle of the century.